and welcome back to our family home. Thank you so much for subscribing, and if you are new to this channel, just hit the subscribe button down below and also click that notification bell beside it for you to be updated with my latest uploads. Also, don't forget to like and share this video and comment down below. Alright, so in this video, we're going to be talking about overthinking, obviously, as what the title says. We are going to talk about understanding overthinking. Yes, I have a list here of the topics that we're going to discuss today. Why people overthink, what happens when you overthink, and how to stop overthinking. Because personally, guys, I've experienced overthinking and it didn't really do me any good. It really didn't benefit me. So if you are overthinking right now and you are wondering how to get out of the box, you came to the right video. Make sure you finish this video and I hope you learn something. Every word that I drop here is not only based on experience, but also, of course, on observation and research. So if you're interested in today's content, just keep on watching. Alright, I must admit, and I won't deny, I was once an overthinker. Overthinking person, whatever you call it. I don't know. Maybe we are all scientists, and we all experiment with our thoughts. Sometimes we have a constant array of discommoding thoughts. And yes, it feels like hell. It held me back in ways that weren't fun at all. We humans are rational beings, but of all beings on earth, we are the craziest. As rational beings, we think higher, we think deeper, and because of our level of thinking, we try to connect and build linkages between things and try to find out reasoning in this process. It's strange, but that's how we are as humans. Dr. Jeffrey Hutman defined overthinking as the process of constantly analyzing and anguishing over one's thoughts. It may include rumination, in which an individual is stuck mentally rehashing their past or present decisions and or actions. Okay, maybe you click this video because right now you are exhausted. Yeah, and you are thinking about something in endless circles. I get it, I get that. I've been there a lot of times until I learned to control my emotions and learn to break free from overthinking. And yeah, maybe sort of reclaimed my life. Those what ifs and shoulds, they dominate our thinking. And yes, they keep us awake at night. We are ruminators. Yeah, that's what we call us. Those who overthink, ruminators. We repetitively go over events and ask ourselves big questions like, what would happen next? Or, you may not be a ruminator, but an incessant. You would ask, why did that happen? What does it mean? But let's go and try to understand overthinking. Basically, overthinking is destructive and mentally draining. In my experience before, whenever I overthink, I feel like I'm stuck in one place and I couldn't get out of that box. And then I become more susceptible to depression of some sort and anxiety. It tricks us into expecting the worst because thoughts are powerful. Until, yeah, I've learned how to be unbothered. If you haven't watched yet my vlog on how to become unbothered, I'm going to place the link at the description box down below, or you can also finish this video and I will place it at the end video part of this video. So there, I came to figure out how to defeat this pattern of thinking and tried to look at life at a different perspective. Overthinking is a destructive thought pattern. It may be ruminating or incessant worrying. According to research, ruminating involves dwelling on the past. Incessant or persistent worrying involves negative predictions about the future. In my case, before I fell, I guess, on being a ruminator. Well, I honestly admit that, but not in all things. I guess my thoughts are selective, and yeah, that's not something to be proud of. But you know what's something to be proud of? I'm so over that stage, and I learned from it. So when we overthink, we think too much about something and we can't seem to turn our concerns off. So that's overthinking, basically. That's understanding overthinking. Now we go to why people overthink. This is really important. Because of course you have to understand why are you overthinking before you can get yourself out of it. So, based on research, people overthink because we need to make a tough life decision. We are dealing with insecurities or criticisms. It is caused by self-doubt or self-esteem issues. We are desperate about something and we are trying to find answers, or we can sense that something is wrong. We have trust issues, or we create hypothetical beginnings and endings of something even before it happens. In my case before, I used to create unrealistic thoughts. And without realizing it, I was already doing it too much. And I had this fear that something wrong might happen. That's why I overthink. And it came upon me because of an experience, and that ugly part of that experience latched onto me so tight and surfaced like settled poison oozing through my brain until it became repetitive. Whenever I encountered the same experience, I was like, I feared the same thing. I always had a pretentious scenario I was trying to avoid. So it's basically a combination of uncertainty and trying to avoid. What's this? Rar, rar, rar. Again, this is something to be proud of, I know, but the best part of it is that I learned that the more we overthink, the more we invite fear in. And therefore I told myself, I need to work on this. It can't be like this, like forever. I have to pay attention and do something about it. So the next topic is what happens when we overthink. You know, overthinking is a dangerous game that may have negative consequences on our well-being. You know, when you experience something bad in your life, it's also good that you make some research because it will really help you cope with it. It would really help you overcome it. It would really help you find solutions. It would help you get out of it and free yourself from it. And that's what I do whenever I experience something like that. Since that moment that I realized things like this, I realized that life is too short. We can just live our lives by doing good and being good. Not only with other people, but most importantly, being good to ourselves. So we have to treat ourselves right so we can treat others right. Overthinking can actually lead to depression and anxiety, but thank God I wasn't able to experience really being depressed. Maybe I was able to experience anxiety, but not really being depressed, because I have to say I have really a strong faith in God, and whenever I experience things like this, I experience pain and I have troubles in life, I always surrender them to God. I pray and I'm good. I learned that if we overthink, we're less likely to make a decision, more particularly a good decision. That's what we call analysis paralysis. Another thing that overthinking may do to you is it can disrupt sleep. Yeah, it can cause insomnia. It can affect your sleep patterns. Man, just shut those eyes and get to sleep. Huwag mo na siyang isipin, di ka naman iniisip nun. Overthinking is one of the reasons of our sleepless nights because our thoughts are not at peace when we overthink. Minsan yung mama ko, Pagpapasok kami sa kwarto niya ng gabi, pag malapit na siyang matulog, or pumasok na siya sa room niya, matapos niya gawin yung mga bagay na ginagawa niya bago siya matulog, nakahiga siya doon. Tapos pag may sasabihin kami, papasok kami sa room, makikita mo si mama nakahilata lang ganyan. Kung di siya nagaganito, kung hindi siya naggagano, nakaganyan lang siya. Nakaganyan lang siya. Nakatulala sa kawalan, nakatulala sa kisame. Hindi ko malaman kung mahinahanap siyang butiki doon or inaantay niyang bumagsak ang kisame. So my mom always overthinks, and I notice she can't sleep well at night. That's what she says. She can't sleep at night well. And you know, when you start suffering from sleep deprivation, you'll get exhausted. I know you've been there a lot of times. If you overthink, you'll get exhausted. And that's not good. You know why? Simply because it can make you ugly. And once you walk out of your room the following day, your family might think you're one of those weird, dead creatures in zombie movies.
Trains in the station.
Makes you cranky. Next, it may trigger mental illness. It would wreak havoc on your mental peace. Your inability to get out of something that makes you overthink may leave you in a constant state of anguish. And sometimes you won't even realize that you are already worrying over trivial matters. Overthinking may also have a profound impact on your appetite. Yes, you should worry right now because it affects your appetite. And food is life. Why? When we are stressed, we tend to go over the tastiest and at the same time unhealthiest things, which can cause high-fat, sugary food. We call them comfort food. So we become unhealthy, and sometimes we don't even want to eat anymore. Like, water is the only substance you can take in before the world ends. Depression! Yes, the biggest and maybe the worst thing that overthinking may cause you. Honestly, worrying too much about something can make you miserable. I've been there a lot of times, like when I overthink, I feel so miserable and I hate it. For example, you are overthinking. You are thinking that the situation right now is already bad. This is a bad situation, but you are overthinking and you are thinking that the situation right now is going to become worse. And I'm talking about this COVID-19 outbreak. This COVID-19 outbreak. You are thinking you can no longer go out and eat samgyeopsal normally like you used to before all these things even happened. So sad. Okay, so you become so depressed and you don't want to live anymore. Come on, who knows? Before this year ends, COVID-19 starts fading away. And finally, it decides to leave Earth because it's getting bored here. I tell you, you can have your samgyeopsal again. Don't worry. Now, here's the most important part. How to deal with overthinking. As for me, if you ask me how I stopped overthinking, I honestly spent a little quiet moment with myself. I stayed at one corner in my room and I just meditated. I just reflected on myself. I thought of the things that make me worry the most. I thought of the things that make me angry of. I just released them and freed myself from them. I realized so many things in my life and I tried to think things over and finally understood self-awareness. I tell you, self-awareness served as a key to changing my mindset. It wasn't easy, but I'm better. Here, I'm going to share the things I did to free myself from overthinking. As I've said, self-awareness, self-acceptance. You need to recognize what is going on to your mind. You can't predict everything, and if you do, it doesn't happen all the time. One thing I learned is that You have to believe that things will work out. So let go a little and just let life happen. Don't get caught up in what you can't control, and let loose for serenity. That's all I can say. Can't control everything. We can't control everything, and that's a brutal truth we need to accept, I guess. An example is that if you want someone to change, you can't force that person to change. If that person changed though, it's never because of you, but because that person wanted to become better. Maybe for you, maybe for his family, but most importantly, for himself or for herself. Maybe it's just you who gave an influence. So if you have concerns about someone else's choices, just share your opinion and that's it. Because you can't fix a person who doesn't want to be fixed. Only that person who can fix him or herself. If he or she can't do that today, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, just let him or her live his life for the moment and just believe that some days or somehow he or she can make it. Only thing you can do right now is to trust him or trust her and believe that things will work out just fine. Worries can keep us occupied, so just free yourself from the things that make you worry. The third thing that you can do to stop overthinking is be productive. Spend more of your time in the present moment. What am I doing? Do stuff that will kill your time instead of time killing you. You know, it's different from just keeping yourself busy. For me, being productive is helping yourself evolve. I don't mean physically, but as a person. With evolve, I mean you transform into a better you by creating better habits that will make impact to your life. It's a way of being. And yes, how did that apply this to myself? I did a lot of things that made me a better person. Like, I did those things that make me discover a lot of things about myself and help me realize I am more. The fourth one is broaden your perspective. You need to focus your time and energy on something else that actually does matter to you. So stretch your mindset and realize that there is more to everything than what you are focusing or seeing right now. Live at the moment. Don't let negative pasts control your emotion, because you can change your story and become better. There you go, guys. So those are the things that I did so that I can stop overthinking. It's actually a really not good experience because it really didn't do me any good. Overthinking won't benefit you in any way. It would just destroy yourself and destroy your relationships. So I learned to let go and get out of the box, free myself from overthinking, and just be a better person, be a better version of me. Not only for myself, but for the people I love and for the people that I will get along with in the future. That's it, guys. I hope you learned something about our topic for today, which is overthinking. Don't worry if you are thinking too much about something right now. I hope and I pray that you can get out of it and you can learn to free yourself from overthinking too much, because you only need to work on it yourself. We now go to Say's prescription for life in relation to today's topic. The worst things that can trouble you are your own thoughts. So let go of your worries and start creating better things by being optimistic right now. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also you may share it if you find this video worth sharing. And also please leave a comment down below if you want to say something about this video. See you again in my next one.